did a perfect race right there.
Oh.
Championship. It was outstanding ride.
Outstanding. Well, here we go. 250C Limited, Rodney. 42 riders, of course, on the gate.
Get our top 3 overall. Wyatt Duff, Wyatt Thurman, and Travis Johnsmeyer going down to visit with Mikey Wayne's 250C Limited. As you said, off and running, Jaden Slugger. Seth Creedy also taking a division race win out there. Saw Nico Zerden in a second. Easton Janest was a second place position finisher as well. Carson Manquist took a division race win. This is a 3-division class as well. So still, you know, in my opinion, still a lot of opportunity for some surprises, I think, here in the second moto and for the overalls today.
Yeah, different opportunities right now. When we take a look, well, there's Carson Manquist right now. Is he out front there?
He is. Now, remember, I think the last time we saw him, he was transferring through one of those final classes in an LCQ, if I'm not mistaken. But here in this particular main, the 999 actually took a win in his division race. So we know he's got the speed, and that's why it was kind of a surprise to see him out there in the LCQs a little bit ago. But
well, he took a brutal hit in one of his races too. Had a pretty hard get off. So that put him in that LCQ. Looks like he's recovered, rebounded, and putting that number 999 back out in the front.
Well, I'll tell you, if you talk about rising to the occasion and really taking full advantage of the situation and circumstances and honing your skills to this novice class, he has certainly been one rider that has been able to do that. We're going to head down to Mikey Wayne's.
Hey, Mikey, I'm curious if Wyatt knew what was going on there behind him during that moto.
Come again on that.
I said I'm curious if Wyatt knew what was going on behind him in that moto.
We will find out, man. I got 2 Wyatts. I'm assuming Wyatt Duff, man. Let's bring up Travis Johnsmeyer, my 3rd place finisher. Where you at? Is he hiding? No. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? There he is. Come on around here. Get in front of this motorcycle for me, bud. Travis Johnsmeyer, man, getting the job done, making sure you're up here on the box with a 3rd place, buddy. Who you want to thank?
My mom and dad, 60, OGs, the compound, Moto Sandbox, and everybody at home. Everybody else, thank you.
There you go. Make some noise. 3rd place finisher, Travis Johnsmeyer. All right, Wyatt Thurman coming up next. Got to do it for the gram. One of my 2 Wyatts we got up here. Wyatt Thurman, man, a P2 out there. Talk to us, buddy. Who you want to thank?
Mom, Dad, Moose Racing, Parts Unlimited, the whole Yamaha Factory Amateur team, 100% Bell Helmets, Alpine Stars, and Game Moto, just everyone that supports me. Thank you.
Big congratulations. Hold that medal up one more time. Get you a picture and make some noise for Wyatt Thurman. All right, we'll reset, bring up Wyatt Duff, man. We'll have you stand behind the machine with me here. I'm going to hand you the champagne, and Mike Burkeen to your right-hand side there. Going to hand you something more important than that, and that's that coveted number 1 plate. Make some noise for your champ. Wyatt Duff, were you aware of the battle that was going on behind you, buddy?
No, not at all. It's just right in front of me.
Hey, that's the answer they were looking for up in the announcing tower. No doubt about it, man. Well, big congratulations to you. No, you don't do this thing alone, man. Who you want to thank?
United Motorsports, Fox, Power Band Suspension, Pro Circuit, Dunlop, Bruce Graphics, Oakley, Tyler Rattray, my trainer, and everybody who supports Mom and Dad, and the Lord Jesus Christ keep me safe. And everybody who supports me, thank you so much.
There you go. Your champ 85cc Limited, Wyatt Duff. Back to you guys.
Big mistake by Manquist. Drops him back to the number 3 spot, allowing Ashton Aruda and Seth Creedy by. Manquist holding on to 3rd with Corey Altas in the 2nd and 4th. Walker McGreal in 5th. Easton Jeanette in 6th. Timothy Faulkbafter 2 in 7th. And it's Kyle Paleologos, Cameron Arthur in 9th, and Nico Serdan rounding out the top 10. Now, the way things have shuffled around with a 1 and 2 at the moment, it looks like Seth Creedy is in store for taking the overall win. Carson Manquist is looking at a 1-3 for overall 2nd, and Ashton Aruda, who is your leader right now, is looking at an overall third, posting a 7-1 at this particular time if it was to finish the way it is right now. Though I have to think, though, we're going to see that battle for second place shape up between Carson Manquist and Seth Creedy, if nothing else. And that right there will be the decision as far as who's going to take the championship here in the motocross.
Yeah, didn't see what happened to Manquist. Did you, JH?
No, I didn't. Unfortunately, I was too busy watching Duff down there in the podium. Sorry.
Right on. I gotcha.
Watching that young man enjoy himself a championship, it was fun watching him shake the champagne there and take some photos with his family. So I did not see that. I should have been paying attention, but I was not.
All right, now it doesn't look like the bike is bent. I don't see the jersey, the elbow all covered in dirt where he really rolled across the ground or something. Don't know if he had a slight tip over. Don't know if he just had a bad lap. But a 158 on that second lap. So Manquist looks like he's definitely back to work now. Went to lunch, had a sandwich, came back, ready to hit the afternoon shift.
I'm sure Ashton Aruda and Seth Creedy both came with a lot of authority through that second lap after having to pass up through the pack. We saw a lot of passing and a lot of momentum was being built up by that in the early part of this race because some of those riders didn't get the start they'd hoped for.
Yeah, and he turned to 155 that time, JH.
Yeah, you were looking too. Yeah, I was waiting to see what that lap time was going to be there. So interesting, made up a little bit of time on second, but the clear air again there. Ashton Aruda, he's got there with a 153. He's got 2 seconds, 2.2 seconds of lap faster that last lap. So he's definitely on cruise control out front, which is nice.
Yeah, now that decrease in lap time, the bottom line, we have to worry about decrease in real estate. Is what we have to worry about, JH.
Yeah, exactly.
And it looks like he's cutting into that a little bit right now, but only has a couple laps left to make that happen. So will he be able to translate that time into a position?
Well, the race we're watching on TV is the battle for second and third. That is actually the battle for the motocross championship. Creedy looking at a 1-2. Carson Manquist right now looking at a 1-3. They flip-flop that. Then all of a sudden, Manquist would be your overall winner. Again, Aruda with the blistering fast laps that we're seeing had only finished 7th in the first moto.
Manquist made a big closer right there. Sorry, Rodney. Did not mean to step on you, but it was impressive through the rollers. He literally just kind of manualed through there and cut the gap about in half.
Absolutely.
Look at this.
And here we come into those option switchbacks now. And see what momentum will do for Manquist coming down this front section as they drop down into the Gator pit below the Yamaha announcing tower now. A gap of 1.9 seconds is what we were looking at a lap ago between Seth Creedy and Carson Manquist at the white flag as Ashton Aruda wraps up lap number 4. Seth Creedy checks in with a 156.088. Carson Manquist with a 155.539. The gap now cut down to 1.3 seconds between the two. So looks like chipping away ever so slightly, about a half second at a time with a half a lap left to go. A half second, or excuse me, 1 lap left to go. A half second is not fast enough at this point.
Yeah, Manquist letting it hang out. The JH, I got to believe he's going to run it into one of those corners. He's going to let the gas on just a little longer, leave that gas on just a little longer. You have to get up on that rear fender to be able to make a move, but first you have to close that gap, and it looks like he's what he's trying to do right now.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's definitely closing the gap here. He's picking up on where he's faster. There's that. He's going to go outside there. We've talked about that a few times. When he goes down. Hey, right idea though. We've seen it.
Yeah.
Quite a few today. We've seen some people in that area make that move to the outside. I think what might have happened there was I think he might have tried to make that transition to the outside too late and get across those bumps as opposed to initiating that earlier, where we've seen some guys make that pass. Right idea. Unfortunately, execution-wise, did not work for him.
But just pointing out, I mean, the kind of horsepower and racing that's going on in this track. Remember, about 3 races ago, we just freshly prepared this racetrack, and look how rough that is.
And you could see the front end. It gave out. It lost traction, JH, like you said, and pushed through that line, and by that time, too late.
Yeah. I mean, right idea though. Got to give him credit. He was definitely closing. That wasn't a bad spot to try to make that move, and we've seen it work today multiple times. We've talked about it several times, right? We've seen some guys make passes there. So good idea, but unfortunately, that one time execution-wise did not work out. But kudos to him for the effort and definitely coming back after that earlier mistake in the moto.
Yeah, and we're talking about 250C limited right here. So Manquist got a lot of time as he starts moving up through the ranks, JH. He's going to polish a lot of skills, just like Aruda, just like Creedy, all these guys. But look for good things.